Okay, tonight we're moving on with using decimals or estimating decimals to try to figure out addition and subtraction problems. Alright, here's some quick estimating checks. Let's make sure we know how to estimate. We're going to estimate to the whole numbers. So we're going to underline the 3, go next door to the 8. Okay, 8 is higher than 5, so what would make the 3? What would we do? We should make it 24. Good. Okay. Next one, 38.6. Underline the 8, go next door. 6 is higher than 5, so what do I do? Okay, if you guessed 39, you were correct. Okay, next one, underline the 3, go next door to the 2. 2 is less than 5, so what do I do with that? Okay, 33. Alright. So there's really not a whole lot to tell you about estimating differences, sums and differences. We're going to watch a little video here. Kind of talks about it.
Janelle is training for a road race. Her pedometer tracks how far she runs every day. Here are the pedometer readings for the past 4 days. So on Saturday, she went 3.89 miles, Sunday 5.1, Monday 10.21, Tuesday 3.35. Estimate the total distance she ran over the 4 days and then calculate the exact amount. So let's estimate first. So I'm just going to round them to the nearest mile. So 3.89, let's round it up to 4 miles. And I'm doing that because in the tenths place we have an 8. It is 5 or greater. So let's just make that roughly 4 miles. Let's make this 5.1. We round that down because this 1 is less than 5. So let's make this 5 miles. 10.21, let's make that 10 miles. Let's make that 10 miles because 2 would round down. It's less than 5. And the 3.35, let's make that 3 miles because 3 is less than 5, so we'd round down. So that is 3 miles. And if we were to add them up, 4 plus 5 is 9. 9 plus 10 is 19. 19 plus 3 is 22. So my estimate is that she ran 22 miles over the 4 days. That's my estimate. Now let's figure out the exact amount that she ran. Let me scroll down a little bit. So we're going to have to add, we need to add 3.89 to 5.1. And remember, when you're adding decimals, you want to line up the decimal. 10.21, 10.21, and then finally 3.35. 3.35. And let's add all of these up. Now we'll start in the hundredths place. 9 plus, there's nothing here, so 9 plus nothing plus 1 is 10, plus 5 is 15. So let's write the 5 and then carry or regroup the 1. 1, let me do this in another color. 1 plus 8 is 9. 9 plus 1 is 10. 10 plus 2 is 12. 12 plus 3 is 15. Put the 5 down, carry or regroup the 1. 1 plus 3 is 4. 4 plus 5 is 9. 9 plus 0 is still 9. 9 plus 3 is 12. 9 plus 3 is 12. Write the 2, regroup this 1 right here. I'll do it out here just so it's not part of any of these numbers. And then 1 plus 1 is 2. And then we have to remember the decimal's sitting right over there. So the exact amount of the exact distance she ran was 22.55 miles. Our estimate wasn't too bad. It was 22 miles. So we got reasonably close, within about a little over half a mile.
Okay, so that kind of went over a little bit what we're going to do at the end of the week with adding up numbers by lining up the decimals. But basically you got the gist. We're going to round the numbers and add them together. Okay, so looking at our practice book page, if you want to get that out, number 1 is 6.42 plus 8.55. So I'm going to round it to the nearest whole number. Okay, so I'm going to underline the 6, go next door to the 4. Okay, that's less than 5, so I'm going to leave my 6 alone. I'm going to start with the 8, go next door to the 5. 5 is it's 5 or above that I add a 1. So that's going to be 9. 6 plus 9 is 15. Okay. Doing the same with subtraction. I'm going to look at my ones place, go next door. 2 is less than 5, so I'm going to leave my 12 alone. And I'm going to underline my 8, go next door to 2. 2 is less than 5, so I'm going to leave my 8 alone. 12 minus 8 is 4. Okay. Down here at 9 through 12, you're going to do the same thing. Underline the whole number, go next door. 2 is less than 5, so this is going to stay at 43. Underline the 5, go next door to the 6. That's higher than 5, so I'm going to add a 1 to the 15, so that'll be 16. 43 plus 16 is, 6 plus 3 is 9, so 59. And then go 1 here. Next door to the 7. 7 is higher than 5, so I'm going to add a 1 to the 1 to the 1, which gives me 2. Underline the 2, go next door to the 5. 5 says I have to add 1, so it's going to be 23. So 82 minus 23. I'll do it down here because I'm going to need space. I have to regroup. I'm going to change that to a 12, change this to a 7. 12 minus 3 is 9. Did I get that right? Yeah, okay. 12 minus 3 is 9. 7 minus 2 is 5. So I have 59 here. So what does this tell me? It's equal. 59 is equal to 59. Just ignore this for the time being. 59 is equal to 59. Alright, so that's what you're going to do with that. Same thing with the rest of them on 12. So solve those out using estimation, rounding. Problem solving and test prep. About how many more students are enrolled in K through 4 than K through 2 schools. Okay, so K through 4 here, K through 2 schools here. So how many more, which means I'm going to subtract. Okay, 46.6 minus 20.9. Okay, again, using estimation to do it. So underline the 6, go next door to the 6. Says I have to add 1, so it'll be 47 minus, underline the 0, go down next door to 9. 9 says I have to add 1, so 21. 47 minus 21 is 26. Okay. Number 14, about how many students are enrolled in K3 and K4 schools in all. In all, what does in all tell me? Add. Good. 15, David drove 99.15 miles in January and 88.98 miles in February. About how many more, what does that tell me? Miles did David drive in January than February? Subtract. You guys really need to practice using the words. Many more equals subtract and all equals to add. Mr. Francis drives 35.62 miles to work. His wife drives 27.25 miles to work. About how many more miles does Mr. Francis drive than Mrs. Francis? Okay. Again, many more. What does that mean? All right. Finally, your WSQ. I want you to explain in words how you would use estimation to solve this problem. 20.9 plus 41.8 plus 46.6. And then finish your practice book page. We will see you in the morning.